And here we are once again. But there's a few things I feel that we should probably talk about. And actually, looking at you, I'm instantly reminded of something that I meant to ask you maybe months ago now.
Okay.
All right. So this is actually not from me per se, but from a homie who hit us up some time ago.
A long time ago?
A real long time
Was it
ago.
back in 94?
It was not back in 94.
Okay.
Not quite that long ago.
I was going to say, because if they've been tracking me since 94, I need to call the police.
Well, they're not very good if they've been tracking me.
That's true. That's true. I'm not that hard to find.
But it's kind of funny, right? Because not on one, but on two separate occasions now, this same homie has hit us up asking this specific question, and they've asked more aggressively each time because I forgot to check in with you on this.
Well, I got this. Listen, when two people really like each other.
No. Let me stop you there. No, that's not.
It's not that?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
no.
Proceed.
Instead, they were asking, you weren't wearing this fit, but you were wearing a similar fit, and they said, "Hey, where'd you get that fit from?" And I was like, "Oh, I had to tell Kale about it."
Oh,
And
okay.
then like you wore like a different similar matching fit, I guess a couple of episodes later, a few weeks later, and then they asked again, except a little more aggressively, and I was like, "Oh shit, I need to ask Caleb about that." And then I forgot again, and now here we are, And I told myself I wouldn't forget this time. So,
well, I'll reveal my secret here, and it's not going to be anything crazy. I actually have quite a few outfits like this. I have one that's specifically for the summer months. My girlfriend and I like to go to like botanical gardens and stuff, and I typically wear my linen fit then because it breathes really well. But this is like a polyester, and honestly, this is just Amazon. You can just search up like non wrinkle free outfits. Probably get you there because this shit does not wrinkle at all. I could go home and ball this shit up in a ball and throw it in the corner.
Yeah,
and like I could wear it tomorrow and there would be a wrinkle on it. It's really nice. It's also very nice. I wore it to Universal. The shit dries out very quickly if you end up getting wet or get rained on or whatever. So,
well, that rarely happens in Florida.
Yeah, of course. It definitely happens if you get on that Jurassic Park river ride,
Sure.
Which is one of my favorites. But no huge secret there. Amazon's probably like the ideal place. I will say that definitely check the sizing, and I would probably even recommend if you're a bigger fellow, or lady, maybe go a size up, because I think they recommend an XL in this for me, and this is a 2X, and it's comfortable.
Yeah.
But then again, I also don't really like being, I like loose fitting stuff. So to each their own. Luckily, it's Amazon, so you can return that shit if it's wrong. But yeah, happy to give away the secret there.
Well, there you have it. So to that homie, I forget your name. You can stop harassing us now.
Yeah. Hey man, so I got a little something today. I've been playing that Outer Worlds 2.
Is that out yet?
Yeah, it came out today.
I'm about to download it.
Yeah, I got that preload last night, and then I think it hit like 1 p.m. Eastern time today. So far, so good. Obviously, I had to work today, so I really haven't been able to play a lot of it. I'm going to go home tonight and play it. And then Arc Raiders comes out tomorrow, so going to be...
Will you have time to play it now?
We'll see. So, with like a single-player RPG like that,
yeah,
I can play that and like a shooter at the same time because they're so wildly different experiences.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, okay, like I got a couple people want to play Arc Raiders. I'll go play a couple of matches with them. Mm-hmm. Then it's like, all right, cool. I'm going to go close my door, get off Discord and go and just, melt into my chair and fucking play some Outer Worlds, you know? So I actually typically prefer that. I have ADHD, so being able to bounce between genres like that is nice. What I can't do is I can't play like two different multiplayer shooters or two different narrative games. Like I couldn't play Outer Worlds 2 and then Hades 2 and bounce back and forth between those. That my brain can't do that shit. That's be like reading two different books at one time. Mm-hmm. My brain can't do that shit. The homie Cade and the homie Lauren both do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the fuck do you do that? Like, if I'm reading something, I'm reading that until I'm not.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I think, I can do that with comic books.
No.
You can't do that with any kind of book.
I can't do it with any kind of book. I can do it with a TV show all day long. But a book? Nah, I can't do it. Even with like a graphic novel, something like that. Even like a floppy comic. Although I'm not probably not going to put that down until I'm done with it anyway. But yeah, like when I went to the beach, I read Doomsday Clock and then started right into Absolute Batman. I almost said Batman Year One. I guess it is kind of Absolute Batman Year One.
It's somewhere around there. How long has it been Batman when that book starts?
It can't be very long.
It can't be
because he don't got a car, or he didn't even have a bat cycle until Alfred showed up and he stole it.
He also don't really have money, so
that's true.
Yeah.
We don't even know if he has a regular car.
Yeah, that's true. I don't. How far are you in that?
Just the first issue.
Okay. All right.
Mainly just him clowning on motherfucking Alfred.
Yeah. I won't say no spoilers. But one thing I do have to say, since you brought up Absolute Batman, is today he has been a buzz all over social media again.
Yeah.
And that is because I believe today it was released. The Absolute Batman Annual Issue number 1 has dropped. I believe it's still being written by Scott Snyder, but it's been drawn by Daniel Warren Johnson. That's the same guy who wrote and drew Wonder Woman Dead Earth. So you can look at the artwork and tell that, that's definitely the same guy. But it's been making a lot of headlines recently, this Absolute Batman Annual, because of its portrayal of Batman beating the ever-living shit out of Nazis and white supremacists and ICE agents. So it's been tremendous. And the thing of it is that, like, when I saw this, I was thinking to myself, that DC didn't have to do this. I already like Absolute Batman.
Yeah. I saw one where the dude was like trying to do a Nazi salute, and then Batman just grabs the arm and like cracks it. I was like, that's perfect.
It's fantastic. It's amazing. The other thing about it, though, that has come to light is that it serves two purposes. One, it's just a friendly reminder that decent folk don't fuck with those,
Right, yeah.
With, the Nazis or the ICE agents or the white supremacists. And the other thing that it showed us was it shines a light on the people who don't like this issue of Batman. People who are like, oh, well, I like Batman until this. And it's just, I don't know, it's telling.
Yeah.
It's just telling.
It's like, well, he wouldn't have liked you.
Yeah.
This is probably the same people that didn't like Superman. Mm-hmm. Same crowd.
Yeah, same people. Yeah, I often wonder, like, back in Chris Claremont's heyday, were there any people who were like, oh, well, back when it was just Jack and Stan, we didn't have to worry about all this hoop nanny.
Probably.
In these X-Men comic books.
Probably, yeah. Getting all political
and stuff. Yeah. It's I don't know. I just think it's a little telling, but it's a good thing though, because it just allows people to kind of out themselves.
Thankfully, they didn't have the internet.
That's true. Yeah, they didn't have the internet.
So many things, like when they came out and there was no internet.
Yeah.
Like I think like Buffy the Vampire Slayer might be like the last like pop culture thing that got to roll out without the internet being like rah, rah, rah. Yeah. Everything after that is pretty much it.
Yeah.
It's even I mentioned Outer Worlds 2 earlier, and it's funny because like that game has such a anti-capitalist sentiment. Like all the bad guys are capitalists or governments that are basically owned by capitalists.
Yeah, and
you just go around brutally killing them. And I was like, this is ironic because Obsidian is owned by Microsoft.
Yeah.
Who's
Does Microsoft know about this?
Yeah, I guess they do, but I was like, yeah, I mean, Microsoft is like the corpo of corpos if there ever was one,
I feel like there's so many giant corporations who are like, wait, are we the bad guys?
Yeah. I will say about the game, though, that if you like the first one, you'll probably love this one.
Good.
Because it's kind of like, from what I can tell so far, it's basically what you want out of a sequel. It's the first game, but better.
Yeah.
Bigger and better.
But there's no Polarity in this one, though. So
that's true. And I think the companions are going to be the weak point in this. Somehow they didn't learn their lesson with Avowed, because people were like, if I can't fuck this horny cat person, why am I playing this game? And I think that's a thing that Baldur's Gate has just changed for everyone, like forever now, is like, if you're going to put companions in your RPG, you've got to be like serious. You know, you've got to write them super well. You need good voice actors to play them. Like Baldur's Gate 3, you can say what you want about it, but the everlasting mark that it's going to have on the genre is that it's going to be that the side characters, the companions, must be fleshed out. And I'm guessing Outer Worlds 2 was like maybe too far in development before they figured that out. I haven't met any of the companions yet, so I can't really say, but from just some of the reviews that I've read, they said that if they had a complaint, it was probably them. Not that they were bad.
Yeah.
And apparently you can't romance any of them.
Yeah, that's how it was in the first one, too. I don't think Obsidian is very keen on having romance options in a lot of their games like that.
Polarity was amazing, though. One of probably the best Obsidian NPC that I've ever come across.
I've never thought to detail them, but probably.
I mean, the best one since Treya?
And
Knights of the Old Republic 2.
KOTOR 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to dig back in the files for that one.
I know. But yeah, her whole story arc I thought was incredible, with Polarity.
Speaking of KOTOR, I feel like you also have to give BioWare some props, because, I mean, they were really like I don't want to say the first, but the first big kind of publishers in their video games to make side characters that were so fleshed out and that people cared about, and that you could also still fuck if you so chose to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
Looking at Mass Effect and even Dragon Age, actually, Origins.
I mean, we can take it back to KOTOR, or if you want to just come full circle here, we can take it back to Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
1 and 2, yeah. Crazy how that happens.
Somebody will come in the comments, that was Black Isle Studios. Okay, yes. Don't speak the old magic to me, witch. I was there. I played Icewind Dale and all of that shit.
There was a few other things I want to talk to you about. So
Another one.
It is the spooky season, even though Halloween snuck up on me this year. It's like on a Friday.
Yeah.
So I had some downtime this weekend. I was telling you about that off mic. And during my downtime, I got to watch a lot of other horror stuff that I hadn't got the chance to. So I finally watched Weapons. I've been meaning to watch that for a while.
Was it awesome?
I loved it. But I also really love Barbarians, made by the same guy.
It's not a sequel, though, right? It doesn't require any prior knowledge?
No, not connected at all.
Okay.
But I thought it was tremendous. He does this wonderful thing where he builds this narrative, and you always wonder where are things going in his movies and what's happening. And then there are these comedic moments. The comedic moments are even better to me in Weapons, and it doesn't step on the foot of the horror elements.
That's hard to do.
It's very hard to do.
That's tough.
Yeah. But there'll be moments where you're just so kind of in tune with the story and with what's happening, and then some hilarious shit will take place, and then it'll switch to horrifying, and it somehow works. I know that there's people out there who typically don't like the third act of his movies, but man, I didn't have a problem with Barbarian or Weapons. I also watched Bring Her Back. That's the other big horror movie this season that people have been talking about.
Yeah.
Didn't like it. That one wasn't for me. I thought the performances in that were great, but the actual story I was kind of bored, really, and just didn't. It's more of a drama than any kind of thing that's remotely thriller or horror-ish from my perspective. But yeah, not to shit on it, just wasn't for me.
Well, I do want to shit on something.
Oh.
I actually been watching a couple movies myself. You seen this movie called House Full of Dynamite?
That's the first time I ever heard those words in that sentence, I believe.
The casting is crazy. It's got Idris Elba, who plays the president. Rebecca Ferguson, who was the mom in the Dune movies.
Yeah. She's good.
Yeah. She fucking stole the show. Anthony Ramos, who we just recently saw as the Hood in holy shit, Ironheart.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah.
Jason Clarke, who's been in a million things.
Right.
It even has Caitlin Dever in it, who is Abby.
Oh yeah.
And she was fine. Just but like the cast, I thought was awesome. Like it really like varied cast. Unfortunately, the premise of the movie is they just like catch on satellites that there's a fucking ICBM headed towards the United States. And the whole movie basically takes place over the next like 15 to 20 minutes of that. And this movie fucking sucks. Like, so basically what it is they give you the first act of the movie from 3 different perspectives. Mm-hmm. First one is Rebecca Ferguson's character. She kind of works in, I think, like the White House, like situation room. Like she's like in like a bunker under the White House. And then they give you another point of perspective from like the SATCOM people. It's like a military general or whatever. And he's like trying to convince them like, hey, you need to start striking back, whatever, because like this could just be the first of many. Mm-hmm. They're going to let this one hit and have us be in disarray. And then they're going to launch a full-scale attack. And the whole time this is going on, they're all on like conference calls and shit, and you don't really like, they even do this kind of thing where they like dim the audio of another character if you're going to see them later.
Yeah. And
so like there's a lot of crossover between the two. And then the third one you get is actually from Idris Elba as the president's perspective. But yeah, you just watch the first act of the same movie 3 times back to back, and that's it. And then it goes off. Like, you never see the bomb hit. You never find out what happens. Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Well, do not watch it.
That's awful.
I wasted like 90 minutes of my life on this fucking first act over and over again.
I guess, like, full disclosure, like, Weapons does something similar but much better.
Yeah, but doesn't suck.
Yeah, it doesn't suck. Like, you get the POV from 3 different characters in the movie, but then, like, it continues. So, but it's actually quite interesting how they play that off. I also watched Welcome to Derry, episode 1.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was it?
Again, I loved it. So I was quite happy with overall with the horror stuff I got this season. It, I mean, if you like the It movies, which I really like those, then, I mean, yeah, this is great. And I won't spoil anything here, and if you guys don't want to be spoiled by Welcome to Derry, specifically the first episode, stay the fuck off the internet.
Yeah.
But man, what they do with that first episode is fucking wild, and I'm like, okay, I got to see how this shit plays out. I was thoroughly pleased with it. I thought that they knocked it out of the park, and I got to be honest about something else too. I was such a fan of like this show, Welcome to Derry and the It movies. I knew this, but I completely just put it away that Andy Muschietti was the director for all of this. Like, I just completely disassociated, the fact that the same guy who made these It movies that I really appreciate also made The Flash.
Is he still in line to direct?
Yes.
The Batman and Damian movie?
Yep.
Brave and the Bold?
Mm-hmm. Actually, as of now, we don't know if Damian's going to be the Robin.
Really?
Yeah, we do not know
I thought that was, like, confirmed.
No, there was something that came out a week or 2 ago that was saying that they've been kind of playing with the premise and all that again. They're still going to be Batman and Robin, but they don't know. They haven't fully confirmed or committed as to which Robin.
It should be Dick. If it's not going to be Damian, it should be Dick.
I think overall it serves better if Dick is already Nightwing. Because if they start with him as Robin, it's going to be
forever.
Yeah, until we get another Robin.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I understand that, and honestly, man, if they're gonna do that, they might as well go ahead and go with Damien. I don't like fucking Damien, but
I know he's your favorite, and you know.
No, he's the worst, but
I mean, because that way, I mean, listen, they can play with it some, so like it can be Damien, and you can have, Dick already be Nightwing, and hell, you can have Tim be part of the Teen Titans. So,
yeah.
and
or doing his Red Robin thing.
Yeah, doing his Red Robin thing. Or with Jason, you can still just say that motherfucker is still dead, and if you still want to do like an Under the Red Hood type thing, you can still do that.
What if that's like the first movie?
Oh,
that would be insane.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Warner Brothers, man, and DC, the internet has been on fire this past week. With the merger stuff, it keeps, Paramount keeps sweetening the deal. Eventually, the Warner Brothers shareholders are going to cave. Mm-hmm. At first, they were offering, first they just were like, here, this is the amount of money. Then they upped the money and they were like, David Zaslav can be co-CEO. And I was like, well, that's worse for us. Like, the only positive to you buying this shit was that he would be gone,
Right.
And then I read that apparently what they plan to do is merge the streaming networks, and then pretty much everything else will just be, so like HBO Max would just become everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, that probably makes sense, because like, who the fuck has Paramount Plus on purpose?
Right.
Like, unless you were going to watch like one of the 45 fucking Taylor Sheridan shows that's on there.
I thought that was Peacock.
No, that's all Paramount.
Oh,
all the Yellowstone and Tulsa King and all that shit is all Paramount. So, unless you watch any of those shows, I don't know why the fuck anybody would have Paramount Plus. So, like, they want to basically make, HBO Max like this ultra mega kind of solidifying it as like the number 2 or number 3. I'm sure in their mind they'd love to solidify it as number 1. Mm-hmm. But nobody's taking that from Netflix anytime soon. And I get that. And then apparently, like, everything else, they want to kind of keep it separate. I even read that they intend to keep James Gunn and Peter Safran in charge of DC. If it's up to them, look, what my gut tells me is that if Skydance buys them, which is Paramount's owners, I think James Gunn will make Man of Tomorrow, and then he's out. Because he's already kind of hinted, like, he was asked on a podcast about, how far they had planned. And he was like, well, we have like 10 years worth of plans. And then he said something like, whether I'm going to be the one that gets to do it all or not is another story. So I think he's already got his eyes on the door.
Man, I hope that's not true. The optimist in me wants to believe that they'll offer a deal well enough off that it'll trickle down, because trickle-down economics work. It'll trickle down to James Gunn, and then he'll feel more assured with whatever deal happens. Because right now, like, isn't Skydance really the only people that are kind of offering this kind of money or this kind of deal?
Well, I think Universal is interested.
Okay,
but there's some other shit,
that could be fun.
Yeah, I would actually really rather Comcast buy them, and I don't think I've ever said those words about anything, because Comcast owns Universal. Mm-hmm. But it would be way better, I think, for everybody if Universal got a hold of it. But I don't think that's going to happen. So I think the only scenarios is either Warner Brothers stays as they are, or Skydance is going to eventually buy them. For James Gunn, man, I think he's out. Unless they just offer him something crazy. Because as soon as he signs the contract, they can do whatever they want,
Yeah.
They're not going to put in the contract like, oh, you have complete creative freedom on the DCU. Right. Like, they'd be fools to do it.
Yeah.
And he'd be a fool to believe that it was enforceable, if they did put it in there. So I don't know, man. I can't see James Gunn sticking around for the long haul. But on the other hand, I could see them wanting to get him locked into an ironclad contract, because they have to know if he leaves there, he's going home. He's going right back to Marvel.
Especially since we know that Feige is way closer to the end of his tenure than the beginning.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, yeah. I don't think this is a hot take, but I don't think we keep Feige through the mutant saga.
Yeah, I mean, I think in my mind, if I'm Kevin Feige, I want to end Phase 9 on a high note, and that's it, and be gone. But who knows if he wants to be around that long? I don't talk to him that much, guys. But yeah, he just, to me, like, you don't want to go out on a low note.
Yeah.
And I think the multiverse saga is seen as a failure overall, and with some high notes in it, and understandably. So I think that if I were him, I'd want to hit that third saga to be like, I still got it, and go out on a high note, hopefully at the end of that third saga with Avengers 9 or whatever, Avengers 9 and 10.
Oh shit!
The secretest of wars.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you call that war. The secret civil war.
The secret civil infinity war.
Invasion.
Crisis.
Yeah. Oh shit. Well, one more thing.
Oh shit. He reaching to the shelves, folks.
Reach to the shelves. Yeah, these aren't just props. Like, they moving stuff.
Oh, wow.
So, it is the season, and because I had such a down weekend, I was like, let me read some horror comics. So, I finally broke out Absolute Swamp Thing. This is the original run, written back in the day by Lin Wayne and drawn by Bernie Wrightson.
How many of those you got, dog?
So, all of them so far. So, yeah, this is obviously like where you would want to start with. And then the one that's talked about the most is obviously this run, which is the Alan Moore Swamp Thing run. It is like the, kind of like the high mark of Swamp Thing comics, which is saying something because there's a lot of excellent Swamp Thing comic books out there. But I've read volume 1 of Alan Moore's run. I still need to read volumes 2 and 3, and it is extremely good. But I actually never read the original run of Swamp Thing, and it is actually quite the really captivating kind of gothic horror book. So if you guys are looking for like some old school horror, like this takes you back there. And it's going to be hard for me to not recommend the Absolutes because they look so goddamn good in this format. But matter of fact, all the books are like this. Put your hands on that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So y'all have that.
That's a nice texture.
Yeah.
Oh, these panels are beautiful too, especially. Oh, yeah. What time frame is this from?
I think this is from the 70s.
I was going to say the art is really gorgeous for that time frame. I kind of hate 70s, 80s art. I think it's the color palette, man, that they used.
I'm glad you mentioned that because for the Absolutes, they're all recolored. Which is, so the artwork on this, that's why it's it kind of pops a little bit more. For the Absolutes, they recolored. And
that's a Ninja Turtle.
Just because he's wearing the trench coat with the hat.
That yeah.
I mean, listen, it could be Ben Grimm, for all you know.
Yeah, it could be Ben Grimm. It also could be Mikey. It could be, but that's a Ninja Turtle.
See, it's hard to tell because of the scale, but I actually did the math yesterday, right? Or when I was reading this, and I forget like the exact math, but someone was measuring Swamp Thing to like see how tall he is, and they say he was however many inches, and I was like, oh, that's shorter than I thought it'd be. And so I took out my calculator, and I was like, oh, he's 7'4". So he would be like the world's biggest Ninja Turtle if that were the case.
But still, there's nothing he could do that would be as terrifying as Second Mouth.
Out of all of the gothic horror shit Swamp Thing can do, nothing is as horrifying as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Second Mouth. Google it if you don't know what we're talking about.
If you don't know what we're talking about. And then go check out our review of the original 94?
90.
90. God damn.
Yep.
1990 Ninja Turtles movie. We actually do have a subject tonight to go over with you guys. It's been a minute. We had a lot of things we had to catch up on.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So with that being said, I figured that now that we're 30 minutes deep into this thing, enough of the foreplay. Let's go ahead and get back to the main course.
That's right.
Homies, one and all, allow us to welcome you back to another very special episode of the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here with my buddy, the good homie Caleb.
What is going on, everybody? I'll be honest, the way things have been going, I was kind of afraid to finish this one out, but tonight we are here to talk to you guys about Gen V Season 2, the latest thing that Amazon has rolled out in the boys universe. And just to go ahead and rip off the Band-Aid, this is going to be full spoilers for probably seasons 1 through 4 of the boys, Gen V seasons 1 and 2, and maybe even some Diabolical. So if you haven't seen all of those things, proceed at your own risk.
Absolutely. Thank you for the reading of the rules. So with that being said, you already mentioned about ripping the bandage off. We should go ahead and do that here. I want to know, Caleb, what are your overall thoughts on the back half, or maybe even just the entirety of Season 2 of Gen V?
While I don't know if... It's not a perfect season of television. There's definitely a little bit in the middle of the season where you can kind of tell they were like, let's do some shit to make sure we got 8 episodes. But overall, man, I really enjoyed this. I thought the last 2 episodes, especially, the last 2 episodes kind of made me feel how James Gunn said I was going to feel when I watched the last 2 episodes of Peacemaker. And then the last 2 episodes of Peacemaker made me feel how I felt when I watched the last episode of Gen V Season 1. No, I really enjoyed this. I thought that Gen V Season 1 was completely undercut by the fact that they just swerved it to just service this kind of C plot of the boys Season 4, which, to me, to this day, is the worst thing they've ever churned out. And so, that being said, I thought Season 2 of Gen V this season, I thought that it still had some great interconnectivity. It's kind of doing what the boys used to parody, but okay. It makes money, But I thought we got, a beginning, a middle, and end. We got a good story because Season 1, my main complaint was they introduced all these interesting characters and then they fucking sidelined them all for a fucking Homelander cameo. Whereas in this one, yes, there are other cameos from other people from the boys cast, but I think it's done so much better here. I think this is its own story about the school. This is a lot more of, if we had gotten this in Season 1 of Gen V, I'd still be raving about it. So I really enjoyed it. I thought I really liked Cipher's arc, especially, Well, what about you, man? What'd you think?
Ooh, boy.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
I thought it was good in parts. There were definitely some things about this that I did thoroughly enjoy. But, man, there was also a good bit of this that I just kind of threw my hands up. I think I really got caught up on something that you mentioned, actually, about how it kind of became a parody of something that the boys used to make fun of. And it's just hard for me to get past that kind of lack of self-awareness when you're making something like this.
Right.
But again, that's not to say that I didn't enjoy this, because I did enjoy this in parts. But what ended up happening was that for me, the show kind of put a lower glass ceiling on itself because of some choices that they made. Like, for example, I actually think that for me, personally, I think this show undercut Marie by having her be another sacred pig chosen one. I don't want to do this, but I'll be your reluctant hero type thing. And at that point, I was wondering, has Eric Kripke looked at any of the comic books? This is the shit that they were ripping apart there.
Yeah. Yeah, this is literally what they were shitting on.
Yeah, yeah. And I just thought that there were so many more interesting directions that we could have gone with Marie. And the thing that kept me hooked to that character since season 1 was seeing the other shoe drop with her. And then just seeing the other shoe be oh my gosh, like you are the good to Homelander's bad. Only you and Homelander made it out of the Odessa Project. You know, these two ultra powerful characters. Like you're the one who can be used to take down Homelander. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I know that this is all one universe, but I don't give a shit to see you and Homelander. I don't. I want to see you with your story and your friends and your crew. And like in my mind, I'm thinking that this Cipher or Godolkin, that is your Homelander who you need to take down. I didn't really have the urge to see like this grander plot when we get yet another super powerful soup who is built up to be the Homelander smasher. To me it just kind of limited the amount of interest or growth that this character can have for me. And then there are just some other things in the show as well that I do think have an explanation for them, but you have to kind of fish them out when the show doesn't exactly tell you. Like her sister, Marie's sister, I forget her name.
Annabelle,
yeah. She has the vision, this really prolific vision of like a bunch of them dying. And obviously that didn't come to pass. Now, again, like I've watched some of these episodes a couple times, and so like I can piece together that like Sister Sage maybe incidentally played a role in preventing those things from coming to pass. You know, with her letting Polarity out, that made a big difference because if Polarity is not there for that final fight, then things may go different.
Right.
Cipher for me ended up being by and large the most interesting character this season. And boy, talk about like a step down when he goes from, I think Hamish Linklater is the primary actor who plays him, to, the Godolkin actor. And it's like, yeah, it feels like a joke that doesn't really land. Like I see what they're doing here, but man, it just not as good because Hamish Linklater did such a great job with the Cipher role.
He does a great job as Doug too.
He does. For, however long Doug is with us.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought that, Godolkin, like, his plan was, it's not a horrible plan, but Jesus Christ, man, like, get it together.
Yeah, Godolkin's plan was definitely this, like, mustache twirling kind of shit. Like, I thought the reveal was good. I kind of called it when they first found the guy in the hyperbaric chamber.
Yeah, what if it's,
Yeah, I was like, what if this is, like, the guy? Because, like, they dropped the hint of, like, we didn't find any V in his blood.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, shit, man, what if he's just being controlled? Like, what if this guy is just using him as a puppet? And that turns out that, like, that's what was happening. And I mean, that just means that it was well put together,
yeah. It was a good twist. That part was a good twist.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. But, I think the problem is, like, they do that at the end of episode 7, and then this dude has to walk around for a whole episode. And I don't think the guy was bad, but the whole, like, oh, I'm just going to come out here and, like, try to kill as many of the students as possible. Because, like, instead of, like, Stormfront and Soldier Boy having the fucking, kind of white supremacy bullshit, he's like, only the strong can survive. So if you have a shitty power, that we gave you, then I'm going to kill you. And that shit doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, no. And I guess the reason why is because it's like maybe the show inadvertently combined Charles Xavier with fucking Apocalypse.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't think that works.
Yeah, I mean, it made sense why he wanted to push Marie, because ultimately he wanted Marie to heal him. And I mean, that part was good. And then, he's trying to, he's like thinking, okay, well, I'm going to be the ultimate, superhero. I'm going to be the ultimate soup. I'm going to have Marie and Homelander under my control, which would have been bonkers.
Oh, yeah.
But to what you were saying about Marie, I think I really want to see how they use her in season 5. There's going to be so many, they're going to be juggling so many plates in season 5. Nobody wants to see her versus Homelander, so something's going to have to happen. If I were them, I would have Marie be in season 5, and I would honestly have her walk away from the whole thing. I would have her be like, listen, I'm here to protect my friends and my sister. Me trying to fight motherfucking evil Superman is not conducive to that. And I don't know if Sister Sage wants her to do that. Because, I mean, the only person that ever talked about that happening was Godolkin.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I think if I'm them, I want to keep the Gen V heroes around for what happens after season 5.
Yeah.
I want them to go forward and have their own, plot and everything after, the main boys cast is gone, because I assume a lot of them are going to die.
Oh, for sure.
So.
Yeah. So, and I think about that, and, and again, it's with that finale, that ending shot, and it took me a second to register what they were doing, because I was thinking, surely they know you guys parodied this.
Yeah.
This kind of scene.
Yeah. Do you want to go join the Avengers, motherfuckers? It's I mean, it would have been cool had they not done that. And it still was cool. I still got kind of hyped for it, And
I was like, after A-Train showed up, I was like, okay, if one more motherfucker shows up and he's like, are you in? I'm going to fucking flip this table.
I did kind of love, was it Emma who was like, well, we got our own resistance. Maybe we have a merger or something.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
Yeah. So, I mean, to my surprise, this show did surprise me a time or two. I thought Polarity might bite it. He is still alive. Thank goodness.
I love the whole scene where Noir is fanboying out over him.
Right. Even though I still hate new fake Noir.
100%. Yeah. That was a mistake.
Yeah. I am so... I wish they would have delved in more into Godolkin Cipher. Just because there's still, a lot of pieces that we're missing. Sure, there's enough context clues to, figure some things out, but I wish we just knew or saw more. So, we know that... I guess I have a few questions. First of all, he was the head of that... Of the whole Compound V situation they had going on back in the day.
Yeah.
He was the head. So what happened as to where all the other science dudes were like, well, let's just take the shit. And without him knowing,
Right.
What happened there? And then it's okay, we know that he also took one of those rare old school forms of Gen V, presumably the one that helps preserve your life, the shit that Stormfront and Soldier Boy have. Yeah, but then it's okay, we know that Godolkin and Vought, they may not have been boys, but they were business partners at the very least.
Right.
And we also know that Vought had a lot of ties to Nazi land and whatnot. And so, I mean, I'm not saying that if you hang around a Nazi, you are a Nazi, but
I mean,
yeah,
it's not that far.
Yeah. And then also when you think about just kind of his his overall thesis of a form of survival of the fittest.
Right.
It kind of feeds into that narrative a little bit. But then also he really likes fucking Sister Sage, and so I'm I need to know more about this guy. You are a very interesting fellow.
Yeah, right. I mean, I would like to know some information. on the scale of 1 to Anakin Skywalker, how did you enjoy being burnt to a crisp and trapped in the tube?
I thought you were gonna say killing kids.
That too. Yeah, him and old Anakin got a lot in common. We should have had Lauren on for this.
Holy shit! Yeah. I need him to like more clearly explain to me the. No, never mind. I don't need an explanation. I was about to say like the feeling that he has controlling another body but not having any of the sensations, because I thought it was really weird like when him and Sage were fucking and she was looking directly
at the Anakin.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't think if I was any party involved I would be aroused.
She seemed to be.
Yeah, she definitely was into it.
She was into all that shit.
Yeah.
I guess he like doesn't have. I'm assuming it's probably just very dulled.
He said I think he was wearing a condom.
Yeah,
like, over his whole body.
Oh, that's so awful.
Right.
Although I guess like if I'm trapped in a tube, you know, if those are my only options.
Yeah. Fuck it, I wear a condom for that.
Yeah, I gotta find some motherfucking super soup who can heal me.
Yeah. Oh man,
that was a long. You know, that's fucked, man. Is like he waited however long for Marie to like be able to heal him or whatever, and then this motherfucker died in like 24 hours.
Oh yeah.
See, I would have gave up my world domination exploits. I would have at least spent 2 weeks eating all the most delicious foods and fucking Sister Sage.
Yeah, he did that for like a couple hours and was like, "Let's get back to work."
Yeah, and she was like, I got all that handled.
Yeah.
Just come back to bed.
Do you think that Sister Sage had any real feelings for him, or even vice versa?
I really like the way that Sister Sage is played. I don't know if someone who has that level of emotion or that level of intellect is capable of having a full range of emotions also. I think that she probably cared for him, but I think everything in her life is a means to an end.
Yeah.
I don't know that she's really emotionally attached to any of... Because wasn't she fucking the Deep also?
She was, but that was dumb her.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, she was like, I basically had to have a lobotomy so I can fuck you. I'm going to tell you, though, like, for real, like, that's got to be a horrible thing to live with. You know, her intellect stat's like 25.
Oh, yeah.
And like that's just got to be an awful thing to have to deal with.
Yeah, what did Thanos say? You're not the only one cursed with the gift of knowledge.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, what you mean a curse, dog? Like, I'm smart as fuck. It's a blessing. No, I get what you're saying, though. Her situation is always really interesting because she's always playing the field. Sister Sage, to me, always has the potential to be the most interesting character. A character like that, though, is going to live and die by the writing. And by the showrunner's capacity to write for a super intelligent character. Like, she was done way better this season than she was in The Boys season 4, I thought.
I agree.
But also, I think that maybe there's a different team of writers because Cipher was incredibly intelligent.
Yeah.
And he was very well written and equally well performed.
Incompetence is the often easiest and worst, like, storytelling device. Yep. People don't really like incompetent characters. Mm-hmm. But then again, it takes competence to write a competent character.
True.
And then you don't have this pitfall of like, well, what if they just did the dumbest fucking thing imaginable? And so that, you know, you have to be able to write around that. You have to make these things, you know, you have to generate a plot without using incompetence as a crutch. And that's very challenging. And then you compound that when you have a character like Sister Sage who's like super intelligent. And, you know, I think maybe the reason it could have been a different team of writers, but it also could be less is more, right? Mm-hmm. She's only on screen in this season really when she has to be. So,
yeah. Well, I was also using Cipher as a comparison as well.
Yeah.
Who got quite a bit of screen time. And
he was wonderful.
Yeah.
I actually I liked him. I think Emma got not as much in the later half of the season. Yeah. But Emma got some incredible moments. Mm-hmm. Who's the other? Kate. Yeah. I thought Kate's arc was pretty good. I still wouldn't have healed that bitch.
No. With Kate, her face turn, like if I had to grade it, it'd be like a C, maybe a C plus.
Yeah.
I like the time that they spent on it, but man, I wish they gave a little bit more substance, a little bit more depth to show why and how she made this face turn. Because honestly, since episode 1 of this season, like as soon as they bring like Marie and Jordan and Emma back to the school, and Emma finds out about what happened to Chase, or what's the character's name? The one that died.
Oh. Was it Andre?
Andre, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, as soon as she found out what happened
Chase
to Andre.
His real name,
that's
right?
The real name, yeah. As soon as she, as soon as Kate found out what happened to Andre, she seemed to make like this kind of quasi face turn just right then and there, like just this whole about face.
Yeah.
And I was like, I understand you be emotional about that, but I'm gonna need something else.
Who's the mentally ill dude that's like obsessed with Emma?
Sam. I'm glad you expounded after you said mentally ill.
Yeah. I was like, this doesn't completely narrow it down here. Yeah, man. I mean, kind of like we did in our mid-season review. Mm-hmm. If anybody really got left on the writing floor, it's Sam. I didn't hate him this season, but he's really not in it that much. He doesn't have a ton to do. He does have some scenes, and I never really like loved or hated anything he was in. Like it was just fine. Jordan is still my favorite, and I did think that in the back half of the season they kind of got shafted also, but. I mean, you can't keep everybody in the spotlight the whole time, especially when you have such an ensemble cast like this.
Yeah. I do agree, but man, I feel like they had room to put a few more of them in more prominent positions.
I think they gave a lot of the screen time that Sam would have gotten to Polarity, and it's hard to be upset about that because, I love Polarity's arc here.
Oh, yeah, his arc was tremendous.
And that they didn't kill him.
Yeah.
I really loved that because I thought for sure, even early on, me and you said, if somebody's going to die, he's the most likely candidate. But then we have Marie who, healed him.
Yeah. Which
is incredible,
But I still thought that even though he got healed, man, you can still die in this fight that has to happen between him and Cipher.
Right.
But he didn't.
No. And I totally thought that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Because the first time he yeeted Cipher out the window, I was like, oh, he going to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just found out that there's an element here he can't control.
Right.
Nah, he going to kill you, dog.
Yeah, he can't have that. But again, I love Cipher's reverse Uno on that. Okay, well, you can stop me from controlling someone else, but what if I play fucking musical chairs with who I control?
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Yeah, I really loved the fight with Cipher and the way it ended.
I liked the fight. The ending was a little anticlimactic. I just felt like he's here and then, never mind. He's dead. He's dead as fuck now.
The only thing I would have changed about it is when Marie, had him, I wanted him to be don't break the bag. And then she exploded him.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. I don't know. It just, it felt just a wee bit anticlimactic for me. I see what we're doing here, and I again really like the fight. I applaud them sticking to the show or this universe's roots with the extremely gross Trojan horse. When they came out of dude's asshole.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I don't think there's a situation that's dire enough where you can get me to crawl up on somebody's asshole. Right, yeah. And then just camp out until I get the signal.
I'd be like, I think I'm just going to leave. Yeah. Also, I just want to point out, that the whole musical number, the center style musical number was hilarious.
That shit was so grim.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
And
Godolkin was awful.
Oh, yeah. It's just, I understand completely why he flipped the switch like that, because now he's back in his own body again. He's not wearing as he described it, body condom.
Right.
However, just the drastic change really did make him and Cipher feel like two different characters.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they maybe could have done a little better with the like cadence of his speech and things like that, you know, of making that match up a little more. I don't think it was inconsistent, but I don't know. It was kind of jarring, you know.
Yeah. He did not waste any time fucking up the students, so give him that too. I think episode 5 is the one where they go back into the prison to get Kate.
Yes.
This is also where we pick up Annabeth. Is that her name? Annabeth?
Yeah, I think it is Annabeth. Yeah.
Annabeth. Okay, yeah. This was all interesting. And by interesting, I mean, I don't know why you guys are doing this.
The Elmira stuff just got way, like, that they're not there, and then they are there, and then they're not there, and then they are there. It was very, it was way too like cyclic, you know. It's like they were trying to. Cipher's always making a deal with Marie to come back to the school. I promise I won't hurt any of your friends as long as you come back.
Yeah,
you know, and like the whole thing just got kind of repetitive. Yeah, I didn't love that. I do like the resurrection thing where we find out Marie can like bring her back to life or whatever. And like the way that they showed the evolution of her powers throughout the season, I thought was great.
Yeah, at this point I'm like, what can she not do? God damn.
Yeah, if you got blood, she can do whatever.
Do whatever, yeah. It's bada boom, you got AIDS now.
Yeah, she's a bloodbender.
Yeah, she's got some crazy fucking powers. I think for me, the next time I see these characters, I would like for them to have like, I hate to say it, honestly, probably more like a B plot role in season 5 of The Boys, because it's clear they're going to be there. If they're not in season 5, then I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Y'all set it up for them to be in The Boys season 5.
Oh, I'll be livid.
So like they got to be there somewhere doing something. But then it's like The Boys is already a huge cast, and so now we just got like 5 or 6 more in there. And also, like, I know that Eric Kripke said that he has plans to do a season 3 of Gen V if it gets greenlit. And in my mind, I'm thinking, why the fuck do you have plans for a Gen V season 3? You're gonna have to spend half the season convincing me why the fuck this school is still in operation.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably why it's not called like Godolkin U. I think if there's a Gen V season 3, I think they leave the school. Either that or like, you know, obviously they're gonna do some Harry Potter shit where like, okay, well now we got a new headmaster. Yeah. Like every year they just kind of it's like the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Something always happens to them, or like they're the villain or whatever.
Now, if it's like Polarity, he'd be a cool headmaster.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, but then again, like, I need a storyline for that to be, we only have 20% of the students that we once had because no one wants to bring their fucking kids here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I would like to see them leave the school, right? I mean, honestly, if anything, I would just maybe graduate this cast, pun intended, and have The Boys season 6 and just start a new arc or whatever, or call the show something completely different, you know?
Yeah.
However you want to do it. But I think there would be something to like having them seeing like the school actually be ran well and have some shit go off that like doesn't directly involve that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's a possibility.
Absolutely. The show in both seasons of Gen V, they do a decent job at only hinting at the fun that they can have with a college-based superhero show.
Right.
Like we get glimpses of them like in class doing certain shit, or like just interesting aspects of what it would be like to be a college student who has superpowers. of what like a rated M version of Professor X's school would be. I think that if they leaned more into that, because dare I say, it seemed like we maybe got even less of the college feel in this season than we did in the first season.
Yeah.
I think if they actually finally lean into like the oddities and like the wondrous nature of being a college student in that environment would be, a really fun, interesting take. And it doesn't have to be a save the world type scenario for once.
Yeah.
Actually take Huey's plot from the comic books, but like apply it to someone who is actually a soup but just didn't have any kind of amazing type power, and just let me follow just a normal everyday unwondrous soup in this environment,
Yeah.
Let me see what it's like from his perspective, or her perspective, I think.
And I think they've tried to do that with Emma, but there's just not a lot of it because there's always some kind of fucking evil plot to destroy the universe or whatever, So, yeah, I mean, I think that we're gonna see some very interesting stuff in season 5. I definitely want to see these characters. I'm honestly kind of ready to be done with it though. Like, I'm more interested in these characters than I am in most of the boys' characters at this point, just because I don't know. I mean, I how I feel about season 3 and 4. Mm-hmm. I mean, I put this season of Gen V above either one of those seasons for sure. To me,
it's close for me, and I think again for me it comes down to there's so much longevity with the boys and so much build up there where it's like I need a Butcher, I need a Homelander, I need a they have a Huey, I think, in Gen V, but like in terms of like those kind of personalities or developments or feuds, I don't have any of that in Gen V, not to that extent. And so like that's why I'm more invested in the boys, because I need to see how this shit plays out.
I'm definitely invested in how like the Butcher / Huey / Homelander, how that whole thing is going to resolve, and I really love like Kamiko and MM and Frenchie as characters. But the problem, with me in season 3, and then like it's way worse in season 4, is they're just spinning tires on all of that shit. Mm-hmm. Season 4 is damn near House of the Dragon level. Actually, I think it's worse than House of the Dragon. As far as like season 4 is just one long ass fucking in between seasons prelude to season 5.
Yeah.
Nothing happens. They keep Homelander off the screen as much as possible.
I think even worse, they dumb him down. And so by the end of season 4, Homelander isn't nearly as scary or as intimidating as he was in seasons 1 and 2. Eric Kripke, something else that I always have to critique him on with his universe, he leans more into the politics than he does into the story. And so Homelander feels more like a Trump parody than he does this intimidating villain.
Right.
And by the way, I'm not saying that Trump is not a villain, but...
He's not intimidating.
Yeah. Like, I don't look at that motherfucker and be like, oh, shit, like, my life is in immediate physical danger because of him.
Like, there's no point in time where I felt like I would lose a fight to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ever.
Even if you go back 40 years ago,
yeah.
He was...
I mean, I wouldn't even be alive.
Yeah.
But
he still wouldn't be intimidated.
Yeah, I still wouldn't be intimidated.
If you had a time machine and you went back in time 40 years ago and met Donald Trump in his prime...
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I would still bet good money on you.
Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, would not be afraid at all.
I bet he fights hilarious.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you. Like, judging by the way he dances, the fight's got to be real amazing.
I remember he hit Vince McMahon with those hammer fists. I remember those.
Yeah, I know he can't take a stunner. I'll just hit him with one of those.
Oh shit. Oh man, I can see it now. That motherfucker is so he's so damn petty and sensitive. He'd be like, well, homies, this is the last episode of the Superhero Homies podcast.
Yeah.
It's been fun, but yeah, we gotta peace out. Anywho.
We would get canceled. We might get canceled for this.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. But But no, I was just saying that like Homelander wasn't. He didn't feel the same by the time we got to season 4, and it's like I need them to now restore this character to what he was.
We got that one episode where he went down into that vault or whatever.
Yeah, that was cool.
And like tormented the people that like raised him and shit.
Yeah.
And that was it, man. Other than that, they just kind of whatever Anthony Starr got paid for that season. You made out the best TV personality since Lena Headey got paid to drink wine on a fucking balcony for a whole season.
That was a good season for her, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she was making bank, too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I was about to say something about Game of Thrones. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We don't want to jinx it, folks. We want these TV shows to be good.
Yeah, we want them to be good, like real good. So yeah, we get the Elmira stuff, and that was interesting. It was very cool, like for me, like these. I would say like the first 2/3 of the season, because Cipher was just so far ahead of them all the time. Like he always had like a plan. He always knew what their next 2 moves were going to be before they even knew. So even when like they broke into Elmira, it's like somehow he knew that was going to happen, and he just kind of played them along and strung them along and purposely kept Annabeth there, and then just kind of dangled her like a carrot in front of Marie, and then we get the scene where like Annabeth is killed purposely and left out there for Marie to learn there on the spot how to bring people back to life.
That was a risk, man.
It's huge.
Because like, if she hadn't have been able to bring her back, she's gonna devote her entire life to killing you.
Well, I think at that point, from Cypher's POV, she's a lost cause if she can't do it.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I think in his mind, like he's like, well, this is either check or checkmate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they go on the run, and this I thought was more interesting than like them going back into the goddamn prison. It's kind of like in Lost, like when they get off the island and then they go back. I'm like, okay, y'all lost me now.
Yeah. Hey.
Wrong. Okay, you know what? I meant to slide this over this way.
Yeah. Yeah, you thought I was gonna press this one, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
You think you deserved that?
I do think I deserve that.
I done lost my hat.
As a matter of fact,
the audacity.
Yeah. How dare you?
I lost my hat. You see, that was for me. When they go on the run, I thought this was fun. And I didn't mean to rhyme. I do that all the time. What are we doing here? Anyway.
Anywho. What you think about Marie's relationship with Annabeth here, though?
I thought it was good. Obviously, like, I love that they didn't just kind of have her be like, oh, you saved my life, we're cool. I do think that Annabeth, like, I was fine with what's here, but to me, Annabeth being a soup, to me, undermines the fuck out of, like, even if she weren't a soup, her whole thing with, like, blaming Marie is petty as fuck. To me, it's always been that.
Especially after all this time.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I can understand if, like, you're a little kid, you watch your sister kill your parents with her crazy powers. Okay, you're going to be terrified of her. Okay, all this time later, though, you should have the maturity to at least hear her side of it, to at least talk to her. She couldn't control it. But then her also being a soup and having to, like, obviously, like, the first time that she had a premonition or whatever, she had no control over it. I don't think she has any control over it now. So it's like the fact that she doesn't even have that level of empathy, or I guess it's sympathy at that point, for Marie. To me, I'm just like, you're a piece of shit. It's like it was immature when we didn't know that she had abilities. But now that we know she has abilities, you should at least be able to hear your sister's side of it. To me, I mean, it just comes across as really like petty and borderline contrived that all this time later, she still like doesn't want to even see her. But if you can close your mind and blank all of that out, and just kind of be like, all right, don't think about it. Then where the show picks up with them, I liked. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
I feel you. I think for me, it boils down to whether Annabeth saw Marie murder their parents or not, right? And I believe the context is she did see the murders.
Yeah.
And so like that's why I lean more towards your side of this thing, of your thinking, because conceptually speaking, I can see how if Annabeth did not see the murders, how in her mind she can, because when you're dealing with grief, you want to make an enemy out of something or somebody.
Right.
And I can see her making Marie that, like you are the target of my grief because you are the cause of it all. Even though logically speaking, if I think about it, I understand that you are not, you weren't in control.
Yeah. And how about that like family friend Pam, is that her name? That she lived with or grew up with?
Yeah.
I'm like, she never talked to you about any of this shit,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess what does the police report say?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Because she didn't wasn't a trial or nothing.
Yeah. No.
One thing we haven't talked about is motherfucking Giancarlo Esposito.
Stan Edgar returns.
And what's her name's daughter?
She dead now.
Yeah. I can't remember what her name is.
Oh man.
Is it Isabel? Something like that? Izzy?
The kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be the kid's name, yeah.
The creepy ass what's that vampire show? The Blade 2 vampire kid?
Yeah, like something from The Strain.
From The Strain, yeah. I fucking love that show, actually. Well, until they fucked it up.
I feel like that can be said for quite a few shows.
The Strain was like a great first season, and then it just kind of, every season got worse, and then they recast the kid to like the most annoying person on earth. But, the motherfucker ends up getting the whole city nuked. Spoilers for this old ass vampire show.
God damn. I can't find her name in here, but yeah, that might be it. But yeah, we get what's her name's daughter?
Yeah, what's her name's daughter?
Yeah, because I can't remember her name either. Way to go, me. Man, it's gonna bother me. Anywho, but yeah, Sam Edgar, he's here.
Yes, Stan.
Yeah, Stan Edgar. Yeah, I don't know who the fuck Sam is. That's his brother. But this was, I thought that this was fine. Like this was for me just like a vehicle for exposition. Like they needed somebody to be able to explain to the characters what they need to do next, and that was Stan Edgar's role here.
Yeah.
But
we also find out he has like a Homelander-proof compound.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, that had to cost a pretty penny.
I know, that's what I would fucking build.
Oh, for sure. And the thing of it is, like, you think it's Homelander-proof.
Right.
You hope it's Homelander.
That shit's coming back up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Does Stan Edgar survive this series?
I doubt it. I doubt it. Or maybe he gets back in charge of Vought, Maybe he was playing the long game here.
Back in charge of Vought. I don't think there should be a Vought by the end of this thing.
That's true. Like, how is there a Vought now?
Yeah.
Like, fuck, man.
I mean, because people support Homelander.
That's true.
Yeah. Which is, to Eric Kripke's credit, just, so unrealistic how someone could support someone who's so openly
shitty.
Yeah.
I know, that is weird.
Yeah.
And then act like you're crazy when you're like, why are you supporting this clearly shitty motherfucker?
Right.
Like, are we not seeing the same shit? Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you think about Emma's new friends, the like young Avengers? What's the chick's name? Bushwhacker?
Is it Bush? Yeah, I think it is. No, wait. Is it Bush? It's Bush something. Bushmaster.
Oh, okay. Either way, yeah.
Bushcracker would have been way better.
Isn't Bushmaster the guy from Luke Cage?
Yeah, and yeah, we mentioned that last episode.
Well, that's our next Marvel crossover is Bushmaster versus Bushmaster.
Oh no! there. To this show's credit, there are some incredibly gross powers in this show.
There really are.
And I mean, Garth Ennis, the creator of The Boys, he wouldn't have it any other way. He's still alive, by the way. I don't know why I worded it like that.
I mean, Alan Moore is still alive too, but we talk about him like that all the time.
Oh, we don't know, man. Alan Moore could have transcended ages ago.
I think Alan Moore just did an incredibly I think he just got a hold of the perfect batch of PCP and then wrote some of the most legendary comic books ever, and then that shit wore off and then he's just done.
And now he's just a crazy man.
Yeah. Now he's just a fucking insane person.
Yeah. It's oh, Mr. Moore, how did you come up with V for Vendetta and then The Watchmen and the Killing Joke? These are such incredible, profound works. And he's I created Constantine and then I saw him in real life twice. And I'm I don't think that's possible.
Yeah.
Not the sidebars there, but that story for me is always so hilarious. Folks, Alan Moore did create the character John Constantine, and he created that character and had a pretty good run on him before Garth Ennis took over, and then had a legendary run. But Alan Moore has claimed to have seen John Constantine in real life. Constantine is the way it's supposed to be pronounced. At least 2 times in real life, and that John has either spoken to him a few words or nodded to him on the times that they met. And I believe Alan Moore's explanation is that, well, yes, of course, because John's magic is so powerful that, of course, he would be able to hide himself in something like a book or, something of the sort. And in my mind, I'm thinking, John Constantine doesn't have, the world's most unique look.
Right.
You can find somebody who looks like John Constantine and just be like, that guy looks like Constantine. Especially if he's wearing a overcoat.
That dude
shirt
that played him on CW, was spot on.
Maybe that's who Alan Moore saw.
Or Keanu Reeves. He just ran into Keanu Reeves.
Good and goddamn well, Alan Moore didn't watch that movie.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Maybe he just ran into Keanu Reeves and was like, oh.
Yeah, but Keanu Reeves doesn't even look.
He doesn't look like John Constantine.
Or sound like him.
But the dude from CW, that motherfucker looks just like him.
Yeah.
And he was actually great.
He was. He was really good.
Like they should just get him again.
Yeah, because he even voiced Constantine in the animated movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great. Anywho, Constantine is not in Gen V. Surprisingly, they don't have a parody of him in the show yet.
Yet.
Yeah. But who was in Gen V is goddamn, it's the name of that giant Viking motherfucker?
Vicor.
It was right there, huh? You passed your limit, Caleb.
That was for Eric Kripke.
He doesn't get one either.
Yeah, what's that Viking motherfucker's name? Vicor.
Of
course it is.
Got it.
Yeah. But of course.
Yeah, that's like Multi-Paul.
Yeah. The worst motherfucking superhero name of all time. God, I hate Multi-Paul. Duplicate is so clever.
Yeah.
Multi-Paul is not.
You don't think Multi-Paul is
No, I don't. I'm not even 0.1% clever.
It's not Multi-Paul, it's Multi-Paul.
No, I got it from Jump, dog.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, no, it's awful. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Vicor is wrecking shit before Stan Edgar shows up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it might have been game over if Stan and the little girl didn't show up.
Yeah, that little girl is creepy as fuck, right? Mm-hmm. Them things ate his face.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, he was DED dead.
Those things are awful, man. Like whatever the fuck that shit is that comes out her mouth.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's just such a creepy ass power.
Yeah, Cthulhu face.
Yeah,
except worse somehow.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Man, I think like we hit like all kind of like the high notes here. I do want to say this about Stan Edgar. In like I would say season 3 of The Boys, if he was in season 4 any, and also here, they have just been trying to coast on the charm and charisma of Giancarlo Esposito to carry this character.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, in seasons 1 and 2, he was written as like this really calm, in control, suave type character who had all the solutions, who knew all the plays. And then as time went on, they kept trying to play him that way, but it became obvious they don't have any ideas for Stan.
Nope. They got nothing. And now I just feel like he's more of an exposition tool that they use. They need and they have him on contract, so you might as well use him.
Might as well use him. Yeah, you got him.
They just have him around set so they can hear him talk about random shit throughout the day.
That's worth it.
Yeah.
What else do we have here that happened in Gen V season 2? The battle royale that Godolkin has for the students. This was a fun and fucked up affair.
It really was.
Yeah. So he's got he has open house basically for any student who wants to come in and potentially have a chance to make it on the 7. Come on in.
But it turns out that he invited the shittiest 5% or whatever.
Well, I think he opened it up for everyone to come, and then he was letting them in in groups.
Yeah. But that first group he let in was the worst of the worst. The ones he made do the dance number and all that shit.
Yeah.
Because it was the Dickless guy.
Yeah, old Dickless.
Old Dickless.
Yeah. And they all got their shit wrecked.
And the fucking, fucking TARDIS rectum guy that can fit all the... It's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside anus.
See, how many generations does it take for parents to not give their kids Gen V? Take one look at this school and just look at some of these abilities.
Yeah.
And is it worth it? You might get someone who is, Sam, but not crazy. You might get, someone with really cool powers that can make you some money. You might get an A-Train out of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even A-Train though, his motherfucking heart, about exploded.
Yeah.
You might get a Starlight that doesn't turn into a ghoul, but
every goddamn episode, we talk about The Boys.
Well, guess what? When The Boys season 5 comes out, I will be ready. Because every time she comes on the fucking screen, it's I get punched in the face all over again.
It's you need a warning, an on-screen prompt.
Yeah, because it's it's a year between the seasons, so I forget, and then she pops up, and I'm like,
shit. I need the characters to say, oh, look, I think Starlight is showing up, and we're going to pan the camera to her in 3, 2.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, Caleb. It shouldn't be that way.
So that I can get my 3D glasses or whatever on.
God damn. Oh, boy. Decisions were made. Plastic surgeons are shameless. They can say no. They just don't.
I feel like it's either one of two things, right? Either she was like, I want to look like this. And they were like, okay, that'll be this amount of money. And fuck it. I mean, if you paying, it's your face. Or she was like, I want to look like this. And they were like, got it. That'll be $200,000 or whatever. And then they hold up the mirror at the end or whatever. And it looks nothing But if that was the case, she would have got it fixed. She wants to look like that.
Or maybe she tried and it just, maybe it's like this. Those, a lot of those medieval paintings, people would travel all over the world and then they come back home and describe the animals to people.
Right.
And they were like, draw this elephant. I saw an elephant when I went to Africa. Draw this elephant. And they're like, I can do that. And then the elephant looks like a fucking some kind of alien creature that doesn't exist.
Right.
And they're like, this is an elephant. They're like, that is not a goddamn
That's not
elephant.
it. Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of what happened here with poor Aaron.
I think, yeah, I mean, maybe, I want to say, maybe she could just keep going back and, like, maybe eventually get it fixed. But if, like, Charlotte Flair is any indication, that shit's just going to get worse.
Oh, bruh. Goddamn. It's an epidemic. No one really thinks about, like, what happens when you get old either.
Right, yeah, no, yeah.
Like, that's just not, like, and at that point, best case scenario is you get cement face where, like, your head doesn't move,
Right.
It's just stationary. And it's almost there for some of these people who get a bunch of work done.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff is, like, crazy, like, taking off. I know people our age that, like, get Botox on a regular. And I'm just like, man, I just don't, I don't give a fuck that much.
Yeah, no, and you had to pull me out like that, dog.
Like the only medical procedures that you're going to find me getting are, like, the ones I need to be, like, comfortable or alive.
Facts, though.
Like, if my like left ear started drooping, I ain't going to get that shit. Like, does it still work? Does it still do ear shit? I don't even got to look at that.
Right. Yeah, I don't have to see it.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can count the number of times on one hand that I have seen my ears this week.
Yeah.
I don't get to see them that often.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, not enough to, like, go and, like, be put under and have some shit done to me.
Yeah.
Not to mention, a lot of these, like, I won't really go into it, but just Google the John Oliver segment on medical spas, and you won't go anymore.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, he talks about all kinds of shit. Like, a lot of them, they, like, don't even have a doctor, like a real doctor on staff. The doctor will be in, like, Denver, and then they have, like, 8 or 9 medical spas, and, like, they say that the people at those spas are, like, working under the direction of whatever doctor. But, like, they got nothing to do with any of that shit.
Yeah, that just makes me think of, like, exploding BBLs or...
Oh, yeah, man. Some of that shit.
Yeah.
The BBLs are dangerous.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Mommy makeovers are dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. All sorts of people have died from that shit.
Man, fuck all that.
Yeah. Fuck all that. Listen, stop fucking with your face unless it's like a medical emergency.
Yeah.
Or you're really ugly. All right.
Yeah. I mean, and even then, a mouth is a mouth.
See, you say that, but what if they got a mouth like the little girl we just spoke about?
Well, I mean, obviously, like, I don't want none of them tentacles.
Yeah, you don't want no fucking alien.
No. If you got them the strained tentacles, then go get that shit checked out.
All right.
On that note,
yeah, there's only one season left of The Boys.
That's right.
And after that, they got the spinoff shows, and we'll see what happens with Gen V. I do think that we will see the Gen V cast after The Boys is over.
I hope so.
I'm not sure in what capacity, but I imagine that there'll be like the main crew for like this day and age, and obviously the spinoff shows. I think at least one of them takes place in the past, and one of them is like The Boys Mexico.
Yeah.
Still not really sure exactly what all that entails, except it better be in Mexico.
Right. Is that in the past?
I don't know.
See, I think that's going to be sequel. I think
it's
it's going to be after, yeah.
Yeah, could be. But what do you want to see these characters do in season 5?
I want to see them stay true to their characters and play, I think, mostly minor roles in season 5. Like, maybe we see them help break out, like MM and Huey and whoever. Like, maybe they're like, we start with A-Train, Starlight, and the Gen Vers until we can get the band back together, our main people. And then I kind of want to see the Gen V crew kind of fade into the backdrop a little bit, because, like, they really don't need to be involved in the main conflict. And the closer they are to Homelander, the more likely they are to die. So,
yeah, and that's not a good place to be.
nope. Unless you're Marie, you're probably going to get rocked.
Yeah.
I do think, though, that I think both Sam and Jordan are the most likely to die when people do inevitably die.
So that'll probably be like post boys, though.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if Jordan gets killed, if Homelander kills Jordan, Marie is gonna destroy him. So,
oh yeah, especially if you don't see that shit coming.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like with Homelander, when he's written competently, like if you got something up your sleeve, you got to handle with that shit quick and fast because if he catches on to it,
you're dead.
Yeah. Won't be fun. Will not be a fun time. I wonder, can Marie heal herself?
I mean, she healed from him laser beaming her.
I guess so, huh? Yeah, that was the explanation. I'm glad they gave us something for that.
Right.
I was getting real worried.
Because it was very what the fuck at the time. Yeah.
And maybe Homelander would be like, did I laser this one?
Yeah, I thought I lasered the a blood witch. Yeah, I mean, I only met one of those, and I lasered her, and she looked just like you.
Just
so.
like you, huh? Oh well.
Yeah, I would be interested to see what kind of effect she can have on him. You know.
Yeah. We don't know. We do not know. All I know is that they better not pull a goddamn Game of Thrones where they spend the entire goddamn series building up this fight that's supposed to take place between two characters, and then they subvert expectations. And then nope, it's a different character that gets to kill.
I think Marie's ultimate role in season 5 is going to be fixing Huey.
Huey, or what's wrong with Huey?
He's got all that fucking V in his system, remember?
I thought Huey was clean. I thought it was Butcher that was fucked up from all the V.
No, Huey injected it too. Because he's got the shit where he was like going invisible and all that.
Yeah, but I thought he only did that. He's not like dying from the shit though, is he?
I don't think so, but he did keep using it.
I need to go back and watch. I thought he stopped by the end of that season.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know he used it a bunch of times, and then they found out it can fuck with you.
Yeah.
So.
Now, if she used that to heal Butcher, first of all, I'd be like, well, I feel like Butcher needs to die anyway.
Yeah, I think Butcher needs to go.
But fuck it, heal him and then have him die anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, because depending on like the time jumps that's taking place, I think Eric Kripke did say that The Boys season 5 takes place 6 months after Gen V season 2.
Yeah, I don't even know if Butcher will be alive. So maybe
yeah.
she heals him enough to like get him into the fight, you know?
Right. Like, yeah, maybe the shit is like in his brain now.
Yeah.
So it's impossible to completely cure him from, but maybe she can stave it off.
You know, whatever this motherfucking like crazy like id personality shit that he's then manifested.
You're right. he becomes Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, that's a neat trick.
It is, yeah. It's a cool party trick. You got anything else for Gen V season 2 before we give our scores and take it home?
No, I think that's about it, man. I think we covered it from just about every aspect. One thing I'm sure we will see in season 5 of The Boys is Jared Padalecki.
Oh yeah,
That's gonna happen.
Yeah, for sure.
He's got to get the whole crew together.
Got to get the whole crew, but they need Castiel there too. Then
yeah, agreed.
No clue who he's gonna play yet.
All right.
Who goes first this time?
Oh, dude, I don't fucking know.
I think it's you.
Is it me?
I think it is.
Okay. I was very satisfied with this season giving us a beginning, a middle, and an end. Imagine that. I didn't think that it was the smoothest writing or the most novel either. Obviously, this whole Boys universe is kind of in this odd position where they're both still trying to parody superhero stuff, but they also want to be as superhero-like as possible in order to make the most money, because say what you want, the superhero craze is not over with. Like, there's still money in these big, gigantic franchises. Even if you take the superhero aspect out of it, Hollywood has always been trying to make giant franchises. The Bourne stuff, Fast and the Furious, Jurassic Park. Holy fuck! Please stop making those. Like, they've already greenlit a sequel to Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
You mean another sequel?
Like a fourth one. Now you see me. You thought you had saw me, but you have not seen me yet.
Remember that one time when you had saw me down the street, but you really didn't see me? I was gone.
That's the fifth one.
Oh, okay,
yeah, that's gonna be number 5. Yeah. And then number 6, like the grand finale is like, bitch, wait till you see me again.
The Sickening.
Yeah. Jesse Eisenberg will just be playing Woody Harrelson by then.
God damn.
But yeah, it's interesting, right? Because like obviously Amazon doesn't have a ton of hits on Prime Video, and I'd say some of the biggest ones they have is like The Boys and Invincible, and they're trying to make their money, so they kind of have to walk that thin line where it's like, okay, we want to parody this, but we also need to exploit it. So all that aside, the kind of I don't want to say the writing is wonky. It's just it's got a couple of twists and turns in it that make it evident that like, hey, we're trying to stretch this out. It's nowhere near as bad as Peacemaker. Honestly, they could have made I don't know. They probably could have cut 30 minutes out of this season, and it would have been better. Like the return trip to Elmira, I think that whole thing could come out, and then we'd be fine. So, I really love what they did with Polarity. Really loved Emma's stuff. I think Marie ends up being more of a plot device through a lot of this season than I would like to see. I do think they kind of undercut her character a little bit. I still wouldn't have fucking healed Kate. But all in all, I think if you'd have gave me this right after The Boys Season 2, I would have been less pleased with it. But after having to put up with The Boys Season 3 and 4 and then Season 1 of Gen V, I think I enjoyed this a lot more. I'm actually going to give this a 7.8 out of 10.
Yeah. Throughout this review, like I've stated, there are things about this that I really enjoy and things that I wish were obviously handled better. And I mean, and you covered most of them, like the parody / not parodying, the parody, but we still want money.
Yeah.
And just like kind of the lack of self-awareness. And again, like I think that Cipher was played so brilliantly and also written really well. But then it felt like as soon as she switched to Godolkin, that like he became more egomaniacal, which again, under the circumstances, I understand why. But he kind of lost all of his cool for me. And it's not just the actor. Like I think the actor did a fine job, but I think just overall the essence of who Cipher was is just kind of gone, and like that mystique was gone, the aura was gone, and he just kind of became like a super maniacal villain now. And there was so much more I thought we could have done with him. And then you blink and before you know it, he dead.
Yeah.
I do think that some of the characters did have some really cool moments. I love a lot of the stuff with Polarity, a lot of the stuff with Emma. They had more in the first half of this season, but it was still cool to see them in the back half. I think Polarity got a little bit more than Emma in the back half of the season. We get to see him in the fight with Cipher, where things really could have went left for him. We get to see that he has an ability to block Cipher's ability, at least temporarily. And that shit shocked the fuck out of Cipher, which was great. And then, of course, him coming in to, help save the day at the end, where if he doesn't show up, then the whole team probably bites it, except for Marie, who will be just a meat puppet. But with that being said, like this plot, like you said, does have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and I do appreciate that. I honestly just don't like the blending and the melding of this series and the boys. I get it. I just don't think that everything always has to be so high stakes. It's okay for things to be smaller potatoes sometimes, and sometimes it's more interesting when it's just small potatoes.
Right.
But no, another thing that bothers me that I have another thing that bothers me that I have to harp on again. I hate the fact that like with every dose of Gen V, you get some form of invulnerability because these motherfuckers get their asses whooped.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't know it was part of your ability set that you can just get up from being thrown going 30 miles per hour into a wall or whatever, and you just walk that shit off. But apparently you can if you have Gen V in your blood or whatever. So, there were some good times throughout this series. I love that they kept the gross out factor because that is a staple of the boys universe. I like a lot of the humor that happens here. A lot of it does land for me. I do wish that they let Marie and also Jordan, for this matter, kind of grow and establish more into more characters. Let them be beyond, I can be the savior, or let them be more than I'm the love interest.
Right.
There's just so much more to both those characters than just that. That being said, man, I love the Emma stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever she's on screen, she's great. Give me a season of Emma and Polarity, and I'll be happy, man. But with that being said, though, I didn't hate this season. I just wish that they had done a little bit better for me to truly love it. I'm going to give it a 7.1 out of 10.
Would the spinoff be Emerity or Polma?
Eesh. Maybe we just go with some different. Yeah.
Also, like, I just want to point out that Polarity saw Emma's titties while they were bigger than his whole body.
He did, and that's definitely still
in his mind. Yeah,
it's still in there.
He's like, what if I could run full speed and just bounce off of one? That'd be amazing.
That'd be titty-tastic.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah. That'd be some shit that would still definitely be in my memory bank.
It's still in my memory bank, and I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So that being said, folks, what do we have? What do we got coming up next, man?
I have an idea for our next episode. I'll run past you.
Yeah, because you're not going to breeze through Way of Kings before Wednesday.
Again.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Reread, of course.
Right.
Which I'm going to reread it as well. The homie Oz is almost done.
Oh, okay.
And he's actually got me really wanting to reread it. So when I get done with the Zoo, which is the first arc of Absolute Batman, I think I'm gonna check out some Way of Kings again. So
we don't have do we have a crew symbol for that one yet?
No. But I think we should maybe we mix it up a little bit. You either do like Oz and Kay or Dylan and Lauren or something like that. I would definitely like to get Dylan on for a Cosmere thing.
I don't think he's interested.
You don't think he's interested in that?
No. I already told the committee that he's not. So So
well, he's gonna have to drive himself then, huh?
Yeah. Well, he's not interested in any of the Cosmere. They'll still come pick him up for shit movies or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the worst shit we could find. But what was your idea for next week?
Oh yeah. So the idea was to take awful superhero movies, which there are one or two of those that we can find, but rework them, pitch them as actually good movies. Except there's a caveat: certain things that you can't change. There's a rule set here in place.
I see.
So you can't change the order. So for example, with BVS, you can't say, well, that should be later on in the series. No, it has to be where it is.
Okay.
You can't change the premise.
I have to fix BVS with it being the second movie.
Yeah, and or whichever movie. I mean, it'd be multiples.
Right.
It'd be a few. You can't change the overall premise of the movie either. So the movie is about saving unicorns, then you have to keep that element in there as well.
I'm so upset that like that there is a movie on there. Fucking what's his name? Shazam 2.
Oh fuck.
I was like, I know you threw that out randomly, but there is a movie on there about that.
You also can't take any characters out, but you can add characters.
Who the fuck greenlit Shazam 2? I think my brain has trauma deleted everything after Justice League. Because that's where the fuck ups really began.
Yeah. I remember the Skittles in Shazam 2.
Shazam 2, Wonder Woman 2, Aquaman 2, all of those, The Flash.
Yeah. No, all of the twos. Also, speaking of The Flash, I mentioned how like I trauma deleted, Andy Muschietti actually directing The Flash and it. Like my brain couldn't comprehend that the same guy made both of those.
It'd be like if you found out that like Christopher Nolan directed like any of the Fast and the Furious movies,
right? And it's his favorite work, But he also was one of the writers and directed episode 1 of Welcome to Derry, and there's 2 scenes in there like where characters reading comic books, and one time the little boy's reading a Flash comic book, and the other time he's reading a Batman comic book, and it's like, yeah, this motherfucker's still directing Batman, huh?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
But I like the idea. I like the pitch. So
yes,
we will have to do that next week. So we are gonna fix some shit that Hollywood fucked up.
Yes, and the reason why these rules are in place is because even within the parameters that Hollywood has set in place, we're gonna show that maybe we can't make these movies fucking S tier, but we can make them better than what Hollywood did.
Yeah, agreed.
So there you have it, folks. That's going to be all for this one. Caleb, is there anything else you have?
No, that's it, man. I'm going to be finishing up the zoo, so we'll be reviewing that soon. I'm eager to talk about some absolute Batman. And, we got some stuff coming up. I'm very excited to get back into our Cosmere stuff that we've been talking about. I don't think there's really much at all coming out anytime soon, is there? I mean,
it feels like most everything has been pushed back to next year.
Yeah, so we're gonna be fucking around for a while. Yeah. So
y'all gonna find out.
Y'all gonna find out. We're gonna fuck around and y'all are gonna find out. We're gonna do some graphic novels. We're gonna do some fun stuff like we used to do back before we had to review everything. We're gonna forget Peacemaker season 2 happened, and then we're just gonna podcast our way off into the sunset. So.
Absolutely. If I had a button on the soundboard that played the Peacemaker Season 2 theme song, I would hit it right now. Well, homies, that's going to be all for this one. Thank you guys again for joining us for this review, this breakdown of Gen V Season 2. Let us know what you guys think of the season and what you guys want to see happen in The Boys Season 5. But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.